Horus is definitely like a Palor sun god themed order. So like, how does she reconcile those things? How do those?
Well, you see, all light casts shadow,
mm-hmm.
and in the shadow there are secrets.
All right, good.
I don't know.
Yep,
it's like what are the there's is it Exalted?
Exalted.
Do you ever play Exalted?
I did.
You familiar? They all have a son. Exalted's a World of Darkness.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can. They have that same thing where like they all like instead of the moon, the way they do. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's not that she like worships the shadow, it's just that she hates undead.
Okay. That's cool. Let's see. If you think of anything about the mentor figure that you mentioned, or who you saved on the road when you came to Farlon.
I didn't save him. I administered death rights.
Oh, you administered death rights to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
And he's properly moved on thanks to my administrations.
Yeah, no, that's important and definitely a valued thing within the Eye of Horus. Like, sort of some of the higher ranking knights in the order are known to accept a rite before they become priests, wherein they ensure that they can never be raised as undead. But a component of that ritual also means that they can never be raised, period. So the idea of moving on is really...
So like I couldn't use Revivify on somebody?
Only knights who have undergone this ritual, yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Not everyone has accepted this ritual. It's something reserved for knights who are ready.
Okay.
It looks like Raven Queen might be good. I don't know if she's Greyhawk though.
If she's what?
Greyhawk.
That's fine.
Because the Raven Queen is known to have forged the first of these hexblade weapons, many sages speculate that she is the force that does stuff.
And she's a death god, right? Definitely.
She is, but she's similar to the Grave Cleric thing, where it appears most where death is a natural part of life, and she doesn't like undead. Yeah. She's the god of death, not of undeath.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Similar to the Grave Cleric kind of thing.
Yeah. So you guys might have a natural affinity, spiritually.
Maybe. Hold on. Go ahead. You say your piece.
The two of you might have a bit of a natural affinity for each other, spiritually speaking.
Sure. Maybe I don't because she's a tiefling. But maybe we'll come to that realization later.
Very nice.
Always with your personality. Maybe my older siblings that took over the throne are necromancers.
Okay.
One of them is. The other one's a fighter.
Okay. Are they openly necromancers or hiddenly? They would have to be hiddenly.
Yeah, maybe it's a family secret. You know, I know they're doing their evil deeds, or that they perhaps dabble in that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like making Christmas really awkward when you're like, Bill, would you stop raising skeletons at the table at least? You don't have to rub my nose in it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. Bill, the eldest. Bill the necromancer.
They call him Dark.
I'm gonna find a better name for Bill real fast.
Dark Bill the necromancer.
Yeah.
His name's not. His name is Steve.
Dark Steve.
Dark Steve.
The forces of darkness shall refer to me as Stephen. with proper respect.
Is that with a V or a PH?
You can't trick me into telling you how to spell my true name that's giving you power over me.
You're the one
Oh, so I had a weird true name experience this weekend.
Yeah.
So I went to my brother's house, apartment in Chicago, and his roommate started calling me the Mighty Kobold.
Really?
Yeah, because they have access to the Hulu account. Like my brother has the Hulu account, and I named myself the Mighty Kobold. They kept saying like, "Hey, Mighty Kobold, how you doing?" I'm like, "It's like you know my true name and you have power over me. I will do anything you say." I'm taking the names from the Celtic list for my family, and his name.
The world, the country you guys are in, everybody has Slavic names. You can names from elsewhere, but just so you know, that's the general theming.
Yeah, but I'm not from there. I'm from my kingdom.
I'm from Special Town.
I am a snowflake, and his name is Bryant.
Okay, so Bill,
so like
necromancer.
Fergus the necromancer.
Give me a break.
Fergus is a bad name.
Bill Fergus necromancer.
John, do you happen to read Ask a Manager?
Huh?
You read Ask a Manager?
That broke up too.
Ask a Manager?
Ask a Manager? No.
It's like an advice column, but like the convention that she set up where like she's renaming people, almost always men are renamed Fergus. So like in my head, Fergus is a really rabidly incompetent boss.
That's why he hasn't succeeded entirely. He's just he's an incompetent necromancer. He's good at like the coup part, but
and being domineering in a shit heap.
He's got black fingernail polish. I mean, he's doing that right.
Yeah, and I think that the younger brother that we'll call Eric, Airic, Eric. He's the fighter. He's the real brains. He's just kind of propping his brother up until he's the number 2. But he's the one that's going to eventually kill him. Like he's gunning for the seat, but he's the real mastermind. Which is why I'm a mastermind. My family's very smart. We're very much.
Your father died, and he was just like, "My inheritance goes to whoever can kill all the rest." Goodbye.
No. Goodbye.
Caw!
Caw!
All right, so
You want me to make up my guy?
if you'd like to.
Okay, so my mentor's name
Mm-hmm.
is Brother Oswald.
Brother Oswald?
Yeah, and he's
He's
like more of a Franciscan type guy. Like he's not all combat-y, just sort of holy and like does some more domestic type things. So he's always home, so he always looked after Victoria.
Yeah.
He's respected, but not high up the chain.
Okay. So he's a monk?
All right. But like Franciscan, not Kung Fu.
Right. Yeah, he's a Franciscan monk, style monk.
Yeah.
He spends his time plumbing the mystery, the great mystery.
And doing Kung Fu.
And cleaning the altar. Yeah.
Is he like a Friar Tuck Kung Fu or like Bruce Lee Kung Fu?
No Kung Fu. He's like a Mother Hen monk.
Yeah.
Mother Hen?
He does a lot of healing magic. Probably.
Oh.
That's what he's.
Yeah. But he's more of a cleric than a.
Yeah.
Friar Tuck the monk, he's got his bow staff. He's like, whack!
I mean, he's a level 1 commoner.
Oh.
Oh, he's better than that. He's got some spells.
He does? Okay.
He does some healing rituals and stuff.
Okay. Maybe he's a cleric.
Ooh, I will say that on my land, I don't know. What languages are most important in this campaign?
That's a good question. I don't know. There aren't really any undead languages, right?
There are not any undead languages.
Oh,
Say what?
Latin.
Latin. Well, I like to say Latin's just taking a long rest. All right, my character speaks Latin.
Makes sense. All the necromancers speak Latin. The old dragon used to speak Latin.
You're what?
The old dragon empire used to speak Latin. You know, before all.
That's what my dragonborn
That
speaks.
makes sense.
I totally speak Latin.
Maybe. I guess it would be good to know Draconic. I really wanted to be my kobold. Ugh, I had such a good backstory for him. He was from the grasslands.
The grasslands?
He wore a turban. He wore a turban, Jesse.
Why?
He's cold-blooded.
Well, because he has sunlight sensitivity, so I just imagine him like wearing he's just a 2 foot tall robed figure.
Mm.
Couldn't actually see him. He just was so he hid his koboldness. People knew he wasn't human, but he hid himself.
Close, I'm a leper.
And he was very sycophantic. Oh, I'm so sorry, please. Because one of their traits is grovel or something like that.
Oh no.
They can, as a bonus action, no, don't hit me! And none of the enemies will hit them. I liked him. Another game.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
All right, so I think I'd speak Draconic and Undercommon as my extra languages. I think that I have some Underdark denizens in my lands.
Okay.
Get languages from your race?
And
You would have Common and Infernal from Tiefling.
your background.
You
Right.
might get them as well.
That's all I have written down. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Your background.
What's your background? Yeah.
Soldier.
What is it?
Soldier. I went on mission.
Soldier does not. I don't think Soldier gets a language. They get a game set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I hadn't missed anything because it seemed short, but that's fine.
Yeah. I got an extra language from Human, and I got an extra language from Noble. So I think my Draconic language is from the Noble, and Undercommon is from just being as part of my lands.
Okay.
And then I speak Thieves' Cant as well.
All right. Yeah. Naturally.
Naturally.
Naturally. You're a dirty noble. Dirty, squalid noble.
Well, I think that the squalid noble part is what gives me that rogueness. I did have to kind of survive on my own a little bit.
I mean, you had so many siblings, nobody could keep track of all of you.
Well, that's exactly it's really hard to be a part of a noble family when there's so many people in there, you know? Oh, and an experienced rogue saw something in me and showed me something once, which is why I'm now a rogue.
Oops, sorry.
These all come from Xanathars, by the way. The Xanathars has a really good backstory creator.
Yeah, I saw that. Actually, I think my favorite part is the magic items table that organizes all the magic items in a useful way.
Well, so that was online. They just put it in here.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, a bunch of the stuff in Xanathars is stuff that
Yeah,
would be in, like,
exactly.
and I really like the name tables as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps. All right. I've got a pizza.
All right, you want to do a few intro scenes?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. Or we can keep playing world building.
Do you have any? So let's see. Are there any questions that either of you guys have about? I know I didn't give too much detail about the world, but I'm sort of okay with
We can play some Universalis now, and we can build your world.
I'd be kind of okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, basically, what I sent you is sort of what I have in my mind. I was thinking like,
Read it a little bit.
Huh?
I have to check what you wrote.
I
read it a little this morning.
Yeah, it was just a couple little paragraphs. I was thinking, like, I don't know, like, the woods are dangerous. The mountains are, the woods are dark and dangerous and, like, full of wild animals and malicious fae, and creepy-ass elves that people don't trust and rarely ever see. People, your grandpa has a story from when he came down from the mountains and said he met a dwarf, but nobody really believes him. Because there's no such thing as stone people.
It must be nice to have a grandpa.
Well, so should I take a different language then?
No, you could have, like, you know, mysteries that were passed down within your family. If you want, like, that you were studied into growing up. Well,
there is a language for the Shadowfell somewhere, but it's from Ravenloft. It's not a standard language.
I would probably just use Sylvan for everything across the Fey world.
But I don't think the Shadowfell is the Fey.
It's like the Dark Fey, right?
That's only in your game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your game. So if you want, I can take Sylvan instead of...
What is the Shadowfell?
Under.
I'm conflating my other world then with what canon is.
Yeah.
In my other game, the Shadowfell is the Dark Umbra.
Wikipedia category language. Let's see. Suluis. This war cider.
The upside down.
Yeah, it's the upside down.
They have a language called Darkanese.
No.
No. Native to people of Darkon. That's not the language I was looking for, though.
Parallel plane from which necrotic energies and shadow magic stem existed as sort of a counterpart to the Feywild, in the sense that it was a reflection of the prime material plane, except that it was bleak, desolate, and full of decay and death.
Okay.
Well, is that what it said about Shadowfell?
That's what it says on the internet, on the Forgotten Realms wiki.
Makes sense that your older brother would become a necromancer then.
Right, exactly. Like, we have that connection to the...
Maybe King Abelard has always viewed your family with a bit of suspicion, but valued the occasional insider knowledge that they're able to bring to the table to help purge the corruption. He also executed your uncle.
He executed my uncle?
Yeah, I mean, your uncle was evil. He was corrupt, so...
Is he the guy I'm hostile towards?
King Abelard?
Oh.
He could be if you want.
I don't speak ill of him in public, but we do not speak of the uncle. He brings it up every time we talk. You better not be your uncle's child, you know. It's a pity what happened to your mother after your uncle was killed. They never heard back from her, did they? By the way, my mother might not be dead. She's just gone.
Yeah.
From unknown circumstances. So. All right, so I speak my Sylvan now instead of Undercommon.
Okay. Do you know, let's see, your family, do you know anything about your family, or have you never had any connection to them?
I don't know anything about them, but if you want to make it that Oswald does.
Yeah, Oswald definitely knows who they are.
Okay.
are you at all curious about your family, or do you respect that they abandoned you?
I mean, I've got horns. There must be something wrong with me.
Have you ever noticed anything wrong with yourself in your nature, like as a result?
I mean, I speak Infernal and nobody taught me that. Like, I just speak it.
I'm really excited that you speak Infernal because my goal is eventually to make an Infernal pact as well.
Yeah, he says, yeah, I don't think I've been terribly curious about my parents. Like, I understand what they did, and I'm sympathetic, and I don't really want to challenge them on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I wouldn't want to see their faces when they see me.
Oh.
I realized that's yeah. Where did you what are the surrounding lands like? How were you able to navigate the surrounding lands? You said you're passable? To wear a hood?
I think I have probably strange eyes. Like, if you look in my eyes, you can tell that they're otherworldly, like maybe cat's eyes or something like that. Or goat's eyes. You want to get really disturbing.
Goat's eyes.
Blue 1 gold?
Goat's eyes is pretty good.
Okay.
And I have horns, but I wear like a scale coif or something. And I like wear
over your entire head.
Yeah. And I wear my hair such that it kind of hides my face a bit more. And I have a regular skin tone, regular size, no tail.
Okay.
Like, it's really obvious if I pull my coif off. You can tell, but and like while I was traveling, I probably had like a letter from Brother Oswald, who, like, if he said that the order, what is the order of
the Eye of Horus?
Eye of Horus is like pretty well respected. Like, that was like my letter of introduction to visit a bunch of temples.
Yeah, like you hadn't earned your crest to wear it openly yet, but like you had a writ of passage that like has the seal pressed onto it.
Right. And it, like, I did some squiring and stuff, but because Taylor never spoke to me.
Mm-hmm. You're a druid. Can you stay in wild shape indefinitely?
No, there is a time limit on it.
It's 1 hour.
Is it? I thought it had to do with your druid level.
I want to check.
Hour makes more sense. 8 times. I didn't even think about like hiding druid as just
about what?
Nothing.
Yeah, you can stay in V-shaped number of hours equal to half your druid level rounded down.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to the druid, Jesse.
Sure.
I mean, he's got druid too.
Huh?
Yeah, sort of. Once upon a time, I had a druid.
Did you?
Sardoon.
Yes, Sardoon.
Sardoon. He was a dwarf?
Yeah.
Is it a ditch dwarf?
He was a ditch dwarf.
Was that Corey's campaign?
Yeah.
Wow, whatever happened to that? That was a long time.
Yeah. 2 years ago?
Yeah, I like Gemma a lot. I would still really like to play her.
Yeah, I liked Mari too. She was a cool character. It was a good party.
Good party. Yeah, I like the dodging.
That's right. Oh, he was playing Thusk.
What happened? What?
Hardin was playing Thusk.
Tusk. Warlock.
Half orc.
I just butchered my pizza. It was awesome. I have a butcher's knife, like a full cleaver, and I really get messy sometimes when I try to use it like a pizza knife. So I was like, "Fuck it!" Pop, pop, pop. I butchered it into slices.
Pizza spaghetti.
No, pizza chops.
Pizza chops.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is it like a bunch of small European type kingdoms?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm imagining like specifically sort of the far reaches of Eastern Europe. So it's like kind of on the border with the Savage World.
Okay.
I'm really glad that I picked a Celtic name then,
Yeah.
because that's why I speak the Sylvan, have connection to Fae.
Oh yeah.
Celtic people still populated that area at one point. We're like a Basque family. We live in the state of the Slavic peoples, but like we're not Slavic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm imagining like a small, not incredibly fertile, mountain-bound kingdom.
People hunt, but it's dangerous.
People exactly. Rich forests, rich, dangerous forests.
Okay.
Yeah,
But like,
it's kind of Ravenloftish.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I think I definitely traveled around quite a bit in the human kingdoms then.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was specifically looking for some connection to the time. So I was like visiting.
Different like religious orders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Does Farlongen come from do you want to associate that to a different like culture or anything or no?
No, I mean if it's travel, I think it would be like on the roads that you would find. Like there wouldn't be a set temple.
Yeah. True. The crossroad.
Yeah. Basically.
Create an altar at a crossroad.
What am I doing?
Our Lord Farthing Newton, who art in heaven.
And then you had 9 toes.
Oh no.
One of them fell off in your long travels.
Is it cold there?
One of the big toes. In winter, very cold.
Okay.
Frigid.
Good thing I burn hot.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I mean, it's D&D, so it's not going to be super high on the horror elements, but I want to lean into the horror elements a little more. I think that would be kind of fun.
You have Heroes of Horror?
No, I don't.
It's a good resource. I would look up. Probably get the PDF for free if you just look up Heroes of Horror PDF free.
Yeah.
It's a 3.5 book.
It's a 3.5 book called Heroes of Horror.
It has a lot of like good random tables and good horror stuff.
Actually, I wonder, we could play with the sanity stat. Do you think that would be fun?
Oh, I like it.
We try it. I don't know how it works.
Let's try it and see what happens.
Well, how does that work?
I can't remember.
I think it's in the.
Part of the base stat.
Like you start with a particular.
Does that go against wisdom?
I think it's a stat of its own.
It is definitely.
And then but it can change, but you can then make like sanity checks against certain things. Let's see.
Yeah, Keith. Okay. Then tell me how insanity works.
I have a madness.
Yeah, and there's also the madness rules, which are kind of, I think, related to the sanity score. So sanity is on page 265 of the DMG.
Madness is on 258.
Okay, yeah, it's just a couple pages before.
Oh, there we go. Honor and sanity.
Ooh, honor would be cool too. I should probably just pick one.
Add 3 points to the number of points for each optional ability you add. That would really change how I did my shit, though.
Yeah.
So it's a point buy. So you buy stat. You buy the stat like anything else. You just get 30.
But you can start with an 11 in it.
Revolves around entities of utterly alien and unspeakable. I don't know if sanity fits. Looks like it's more the Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah.
If you look at the madness in 259, resisting a madness-inducing effect usually requires a wisdom or charisma saving throw. If your character includes a sanity score, a creature makes a sanity saving throw instead.
Okay.
So if we didn't want to play with,
Use
but we
charisma.
could.
What did you determine?
Jaeger thinks maybe it doesn't really fit.
I mean, what do you think? You're the DM.
I kind of want to play around with it. It might not work, but I kind of am tempted to say both of you guys start with an 11 insanity.
You can also like look up some homebrew systems I bet people have made up.
Yeah, I feel like it would be nice to have like a ticker counter that I can increase or decrease based on like how you comport yourselves. I feel like that could be kind of fun.
Well, in that sense, it wouldn't be what's in the DM's guide then.
Yeah, it would be different from that.
So I think that you keep stats the same, and you would roll on the madness, roll against madness.
Right.
If you fail, your sanity score goes down.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exceed, it stays the same. If you're exceptionally exceed, it goes up.
Yeah, or like if you have a scenario where like you do something that you particularly demonstrate your mettle or like double down, you maybe come away with more experience and your sanity hardens.
But I mean, is it in reaction to succeeding or failing at things,
Potentially.
or actual decisions?
Both. I would lean more towards decisions.
Okay.
But in the cases of like exceptional failure or that kind of thing.
That to me seems less interesting than like, to me, sanity is like when things out of your control go well or go poorly.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you have a chance to take a hit. Or
so you think it should be more chance based?
Not chance based. I mean, it's chance based, but you put the situation in front of
yeah.
you. You know, you come across the 4-panel door that has scenes depicting different types of mutilations with creatures you've never seen before. Roll mad. Or what do you do? I touch the door. Well, you roll mad.
Yeah,
whatever.
you inspect it. Do you? Yeah. How do you deal with? How do you? Yeah, I would want it to be a combination of like how you approach the scene, and also how you roll. Okay. Yeah, both of you guys start with an 11 sanity score, so you're just slightly hardened from your time as a neophyte.
So how does it work? You roll and it's 50-50, like a death saving throw to go up or down, or like what's the game?
You would have a plus. It would work like your other ability score. So you would have a +0 because it's an 11 starting out. But if you harden from there, it could become easier, or you become more stolid.
Well, and so what happens if you fail sanity checks?
You can gain short or long-term madnesses from the madness effects.
The Jesus picture.
Yeah, from Jesus, God of Madness.
Yes, I approve.
And you can potentially temporarily or permanently lose sanity points. Well, that could be fun too, because you can make monsters that drain temporary sanity.
Sure.
Same way. Yeah, in the same way you can drain temporary strength. That could be fun.
Gibbering Mouthers. Totally.
They're such a mean monster.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
I think it was fun when I had my show up to a port city where they were supposed to the boat stopped coming back from, and the town was deserted except for this gibbering mouth that had absorbed all the people in town.
Where did we fight a gibbering mouther in your campaign?
No, you guys did. Different. I was different. I'm just saying I used it once to good effect.
Yeah, that would be fun. They're cool.
Where are the people in town? You hear a strange sound approaching. It sounds like many voices screaming in agony.
I reskinned them in like a Shadowfell spiderweb tree thing as like gooey web monsters, and they're pretty good.
They have good mechanics.
They do have good mechanics. They give you guys a hard time.
Yeah. I wish there were more monsters that like reshape terrain like that.
You wish there was more monsters that
reshaped terrain like that.
They reshape terrain?
Yeah, they make it in 10-foot.
Well, it makes sense you're stepping.
Yeah. They basically are a puddle of difficult terrain that they carry around with themselves.
I thought it was difficult terrain because of the voices.
No, the ground turns to like
sponge,
fleshy, gooey garbage.
Yeah.
All around them.
Which that worked well on a spider web as well.
They're super gross.
What else? What next?
Let's fight a dragon.
I'm ready to fight.
You ready to fight a dragon?
Yeah.
Me too.
It's all about combat. I am going to talk to the dragon.
Oh. It looks down at you and says, "What do you have to offer me?"
I say,
aside from the meat on your bones.
Also, I bless him. Now go talk. You are blessed.
Well, you see, we don't have much to offer you, but what we do have is a little bit of information. I know you like the information. Your dragons are all the same a little bit.
Spill your secrets, meatbag.
I cast Detect Magic. Is it a magic dragon?
Yeah, it's super magic.
Oh. This is a magic dragon. Did you know that?
I did not. But now that I do, I'll change my step. I will lie to the dragon and say, but wait! We know where's a heart of wonderful magic items.
It raises an eyebrow at you and says, "You will lead me to this hoard."
All I can do is tell you where it is.
You can't lead me there?
Well, you see, it's in my ancestral homelands. My brother stole my kingdom.
Oh.
I cannot go home. But you're a man of many talents, a dragon of many talents. And many talons, if I might say. Look at those sharp things.
Yes.
But this I have to offer you. You see, he stole all of my father's properties. And a dragon like you, that's gold for your hoard. Hoards need to be fed. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I right? I'm right. You know I'm right.
They do. Hordes must be fed. Hordes are hungry.
You think hordes or whores?
Yes.
Hungry as a dying fire. So, let me give you the coordinates. You take off, and we'll just take out. You know, it's all good.
Yes, we will take off. Come, get in my magic bag, secret monster. Come with me and we will avenge your family.
I get in the bag. Why not? I don't care. Family of vengeance.
Thus passed Oriana's years of pilgrimage with the dragon Brutus.
That's who I saved. I saved the dragon's life.
Be a pretty good one.
The dragon owes me a debt of gratitude. They're my slave forever.
I will not eat you or your friend.
Good. Well, she's a thing. We don't really care much for her kind. I hear they're not too good within the teeth, though. It sticks the meat between you can't even pick it out.
A lot of
the bones, the horns, very bad for your diet.
Dragons don't have horns.
Now you have horns, dear. You have horns. Dragons have horns.
But we don't eat dragons.
Because of the horns.
Because of the horns. You're smart.
Yes,
like a Master Blaster like you.
Master Blaster. Who controls Brutus Town?
What?
Not you do, Brutus. You.
That's right.
Have you seen Mad Max?
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
So I realize, Jess, you don't take any of my movie suggestions ever. You've never watched.
I don't. The problem is I don't watch that many movies. I watched.
Margaret, am I right? He doesn't take any of my. You think he writes them down and then saves them on a list of like movies to never watch.
Oh! I was gonna watch this, but it looks like it's in the list, the blacklist.
John talked about this movie. Not gonna watch this one.
No, I just don't watch that many movies. Is my problem.
It's a struggle.
Do you read the books?
No.
I haven't been reading. I'm kind of ashamed.
He does not partake in culture.
Yeah, I have.
Well, I have been reading the Master and Margarita recently, halfway, by Bulgakov. It's a Russian magic realist novel from the communist era.
That sounds kind of cool. What's it about?
It's about the devil coming to Moscow, and like that's all. That's all I can tell you. He's. I don't want to ruin anything.
How old is it?
It just celebrated its 50th anniversary, but
oh, it's a cliffhanger. He wrote it.
I hid the manuscript underneath his bed for 25 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It has been a wild ride.
Have you finished it?
I'm like halfway through.
Hmm.
The devil is really the devil.
I haven't read anything serious recently.
I haven't read anything recently. I think the last thing.
Book club!
I would go for doing book club, actually. That might be a good motivating thing. And it would be kind of fun.
I really don't know. Only because, like, I'm in my down period right now, so I get to read some, like, fun books, but semester will start again, and
And you'll be
job
all for school.
Yeah.
When does your semester start up?
next week. Tuesday, I think.
How long did you have off?
I just last week off.
That's not bad.
University was closed last week, so it wasn't really vacation time.
Yeah.
I'm thinking so loud.
You're fine. I made bread yesterday, and Margaret got me a Dutch oven for Christmas. I made my first attempt at making a nice, big, crispy, like, Italian loaf.
In a Dutch oven?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it gets crispy on the outside because it's super hot, and then it seals in the moisture, and then, like, halfway through, you take off the lid.
Was it a good loaf?
It's pretty good.
Margaret, no, don't let Jesse answer. Margaret, was it good?
It's good. I mean,
One nod if you're lying. Good. Okay, just to make sure. Good. Yeah, it sounds like it was great.
I have some work to do, but it was a good start.
oh no, he'll have to make more bread.
Yeah.
What could be?
Have you ever read the webcomic? Ooh, what is the webcomic called? With the cat? That
Garfield?
doesn't. No, the webcomic with the cat. The webcomic would be Garfield minus Garfield, which doesn't actually have a cat in it.
I
Yeah.
love Garfield minus Garfield.
It's pretty good. You're thinking about the
Yeah,
black
I
and white?
love it. Yes, the black and white one.
I can't think of the name either, but I know the one you mean.
Yeah, there's one where they have like a competition of manliness, and one of the competitions is to make your own bread, because there's nothing more manly than taking the grain of earth and making your own food.
True.
Well, like their whole competition is kind of ridiculous. And the guy who wins ends up making like a gnocchi pasta out of the. He doesn't even make bread. He's like, man, you just took a recipe from your dead wife and made it from scratch. That's crazy. You're totally a man. It's like, holy shit. I gotta find it. Achewood. Achewood is what it's called.
That's what it is. You're right.
That's one of the best. It's a ridiculous comic.
I heard a lot of good things, but I haven't read it.
You know, I kind of like. I don't think I've ever read it straight through. I've read it like I started from the beginning and read a bit, and then I've started in the middle and read a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've read a lot of it, but I don't think I've ever read it all.
Yeah. I still read Penny Arcade and XKCD on occasion.
Really?
Pretty good, yeah.
I read Saturday morning breakfast cereal semi-regularly.
Oh, which one is that? No, I'm thinking of Amazing Superpowers. I don't know.
Oh, man, yeah. Saturday morning breakfast cereal is really cynical. I love it. Sometimes I'll like find my way back to a softer world.
Yeah, I'm sad that stopped.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites of all time, and I still go back and like random flip through it on occasion.
Trying to think of some good ones where it's like, can't off topic. They're just so dark.
Did I send you the Overthinking D&D comic strip?
I don't know.
It's called
Did you?
D&D, or it's about overthinking and D&D.
It's just a single comic strip from some random comic, and it's
What
like
happens in it?
the party gets to a dead end in a dungeon, and on the wall there's just painted overthinking.
Oh, you showed it to me.
And the rest of the comic strip is the party falling into the trash.
Try to. What does it mean? Let's figure it out. That's
I like on the Reddit, the D&D Reddit, there's a guy that posts a comic called Dungeon and Doggos. Have you read that? It's like a party of dogs playing D&D. It's very funny. They like skeletons because they're full of bones.
oh, skeletons.
Just to mention that in this current game, you guys are all dog people.
These aren't dog people. Dogs.
In fact, you specifically said that dog people were like weird and strange, and we couldn't be dog people because that's why I wasn't a dog person. In my head, kobolds are still dog people. I know they're lizard people now, but
Did they used to be dog people?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Hmm.
I didn't know.
Yeah. They got the upgrade in like 3.5.
The upgrade? So you admit it's an upgrade?
Did they have fur?
No, I don't believe in progress. Yeah, they had fur.
Really?
Yeah.
Here. I didn't realize it.
Look at Kobold. Look at Kobold Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Huh. You have to put it in the chat.
I will put it in the chat. Yeah, there's a lot of dog kobolds. Wow, all I put in was kobold dog. And there's like a million photos.
Kind of cool.
Here's the one I was thinking of. This is less dog-like and more rat-like. But this is the one that was in the monster manual from 2nd edition.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Oh, it's super gross.
I like this one. This one looks like it's a chihuahua. Gotta find it.
What's that, scorpion on a stick?
Yeah. Poking people.
Yeah, he's got a scorpion on a stick. Oh.
I like the scorpion on a stick weapon. I didn't realize that in Volos was a... Oh, man. What is that?
It's a kobold!
I
No.
just
Chihuahua kobold.
It's just palsied.
Ah!
Back off!
That's how they are. See, cowardly. That's great. That's perfect.
I'll bite the shit out of you! Don't come any closer!
I do it. Oh, God. Run away!
Oh, God!
I love this. Like, if you type in kobold dog, the first link is Gamer Talk. Were they ever dog-like? For some reason, I seem to remember that kobolds were kind of dog-like. Angry little chihuahuas walking on their hind legs with daggers. They were dog-like in 2E. They went draconic in 3E. After Meepo, there's no turning back.
What?
Yeah, it's just a stupid chat. Don't worry about it.
Was it Meepo the name of your kobold companion?
Yes. Well, so you don't know about Meepo, the Meepo.
What?
You don't know about Meepo? You don't know about Meepo then?
I don't think so.
I think Tori took the name Meepo from what was a game-breaking character design where Meepo was this like unkillable kobold because he was like super power gamed, like min-max to all hell.
I see.
Meepo. Why? There's so much Meepo.
I know.
Meepo, the Kobold Dragon Keeper.
The best Dungeons and Doggos, which I couldn't find to send to you, is like one of the dogs tries to roll intimidation and he gets a natural fail. And the guy's like, yes, the whole time that you were talking to the innkeeper, your ear was turned inside out.
Oh, no.
Poor doggy.
Yeah, so his name is Meepo. Well, they have different levels for him. He apparently becomes a were flesh raker, so he's a were raptor.
What?
He's a sorcerer. He's a dragon disciple, because remember he could fly around.
Yeah.
Apparently that's all I have. But his name is Meepo the Dragon Keeper. So he's a kobold that owns dragons and not the other way around.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
A good
baby
aspiration.
ones?
Huh?
Like real ones.
They would have to be babies, though.
I didn't want to read.
I think it would have to be babies.
He flees. He's kind of like the coward. He flees when he's going to die. I don't know. Well, what y'all want to do?
Should we stop there? It seems like I don't know, we're in a good position. I know who your characters are for starting next session that Harden's available.
We should try and play this weekend, though, because
Yeah.
Jesse will be out of town for the end of January.
Yeah, the end of January I'm gonna be gone. So next
One
week.
of these weekends, I'm going to do a canoe trip.
Okay.
Can you call in from the canoe? I don't understand.
I mean,
Wi-Fi.
are you committed? Why not? What kind of savage?
Canoe trip is this?
Are there gonna be like bugs too?
Yeah,
Ugh.
might be.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
There were a lot of bugs in Florida.
Oh, God,
Not a
it's so
fan.
gross. Florida sucks.
Yeah, how was the Naples? Yeah,
We
I'm happy we're home.
yeah, it's nice to be back home.
really?
We picked a fight with my dad where he blew up, and then nobody apologized to anybody else.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
And then we just didn't talk politics for the rest of the trip.
Well, see, that's where you started in the wrong field. That was the wrong place to start.
No, it was the right place to start.
I sort of had to get it off my chest.
Okay.
It was a good trip though. Other than that, it was enjoyable, and it was nice to see my brother, and his kids are starting to be old enough that they're like
Interesting.
fun to play games with. Yeah, interesting. So I like that. It's kind of cool. I don't know, just neat to see them.
Sounds like it was fun. I don't know. Sounds like it was enough. I don't know.
It's always a little bit of work being like displaced from, I don't know, normal order. But
It's also difficult watching 4 children at once.
You just got to put bells on them. That's how I do it. different timbres of bells. So like ding 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 ding. Oh, Steven's over there.
I'm just proud nobody got eaten by an alligator.
yeah,
There aren't that many alligators. Did you actually see any?
I saw an alligator
Jesse saw some.
A free flowing, like
in the golf course pond.
in the golf course pond. Yeah, that would be. Did you play golf?
No, I'm done with that.
They live on a golf course.
Yeah, that makes sense. Naples is kind of like that.
Yeah,
Very, very rich retirement community.
yeah,
A lot of courses.
a lot of old people.
Wait,
I went to the Waldorf Astoria there. Did I tell you that? I took a group of students that had gone on the first year they had done this like Cuba experiential learning class where there was like a business class and they interviewed people in Cuba. Apparently it was a really interesting experience, but we took them to a board of trustees meeting, and the board of trustees, like it was like a retreat for the board of trustees at the Waldorf Astoria in Naples resort. And so like it was wild, and I talked to a millionaire for like a couple minutes. That was kind of cool. I mean, like he has his name on one of the buildings.
Did he have valuable wisdom to pass?
We talked. Well, so I kind of just sat and talked about. I sat by myself because I wasn't there. Because like we had the students talked about their experience. The board of trustees asked them questions. Because all the board of trustees are all business people, right? They fund the decisions really at the school, and so their questions were more centered around like, can we break into the Cuban market and stuff like that. But Cuba is a communist country where any small business automatically cedes 51% of their company's interest to the state.
Hmm.
So the state has controlling interest in any small business that's legitimate.
Quite like that. Wow. That's sort of intense.
Yeah. So they all kind of were like, no, we're not going to do business there. And so we broke out for like a lunch with the board of trustees. Sat by myself, had an amazing lunch. And a guy who I think just realized I was sitting by myself came and talked and small chatted with me. We talked about like the Himalayas and hiking, and he's a very Italian man. You could tell he wasn't like used to like having conversations with like normal people, because like, well, maybe he was and he wasn't, but like he did that like noble thing where like he's like, he would always like, you know, he would interrupt, like if I was ever talking, he would just like kind of like touch my hand and be like, oh, that's so great, and then we'd go back into whatever he was talking about.
God.
Oh my god.
But I'm pretty sure he has ties. Well, I won't talk about it. If you look up his name online, you'll find that his brother had ties to the mafia, and I asked him kind of like what he sells. He sells like lids and like stirrers and like cups and like all these like products that you don't think to yourself, wow, every company in America probably has like cups and things. And so their market is like these, you know, like smaller things, but they control the market on it, you know?
It's kind of interesting.
It was weird.
But
it was cool. I've been watching a lot of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So actually, my new name this year, 2018, is Velvet Thunder. No longer John Yeager. Velvet Thunder.
What is Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and why do you have a new name?
Because it's 2018.
I don't have a new name. I'm still Jesse.
New year, new me. That's what they say, right?
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I don't resolve.
You
I don't resolve anything. I resolved to do nothing this year. What was I thinking? Oh, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a TV show that is a ensemble cast of detectives in New York, starring like Andy Samberg.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my sister-in-law was saying that she watches that.
It's really funny. It's pretty underrated. Like I don't think a lot of people watch it, but it is really good. Andre Brower is in it. He's the captain. And
is it on Netflix or anything?
It's on Hulu.
Hulu? Okay. We're pretty.
I mean, like
streaming services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's on regular Hulu without needing whatever,
it should be on regular Hulu if you watch the advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even sure there was still regular Hulu.
Yeah,
actually,
it kind of dropped off my radar.
I really like Hulu. Way better than Netflix sometimes. For TV shows, way better than Netflix.
Really? Does it have better section, or?
It just has like a much wider array of television shows. So like Firefly, for example, canceled their deal with Netflix this year, went to Hulu. So all the Firefly's still on there. Has a lot of anime. I watch a lot of anime.
Have you watched anime? I've kind of for a decent anime to.
What is a good anime?
I don't know. I really like watching anime. It's a lot of fun.
So I mean, I watched a couple things this year that were really good. Tanya the Evil was really good. That's a wild show, man. I think it's called something else. Let me see what it's called. I remember it as Tanya the Evil, but.
Jesse's writing that down in his blacklist.
Yeah, blacklist Tanya the Evil.
Blacklist, yeah. So you're never going to watch these, so why may I tell you these things? I watched all of a show called Log Horizon and another show called Overlord. Overlord was probably better for the fantasy stuff, but they're both kind of like that Sword Art Online, trapped in a fantasy MMO kind of feel.
Yeah.
But they both have a lot of good fantasy elements and stuff like that.
That's kind of cool. I watched Sword Art Online, it had like a good first half.
People don't like the second half that much. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I didn't love the second half.
The one where they had the
I can't remember what, but happened?
No, they go to Elfheim.
Yeah.
The second half is where they go to
The
Elfheim.
game they were in, and then just started over. That was weird.
Yeah. And then I watched Black Clover. That's just recently came to Adult Swim. That's like about. This is very like it's actually very shonen, traditional. Like I'm an adolescent youth with an indomitable spirit kind of thing, but again more magic-y and. What else did I watch this year? That was really good. Oh, I watched something really bloody. What was that?
I don't go in for
I
the
forget.
violence as much anymore.
Well, that's your problem.
Have you watched Moribito?
What?
Have you watched Moribito?
I don't really do slice of life type stuff. Guardian of the Spirit.
Yeah.
That's on Hulu. See?
I really liked that.
Uh-huh.
They had some cool stuff going on.
John put that on his blacklist.
Yeah, put that on your blacklist.
It looks good. It's got some swordsmithing in it.
It's
got a lady with a spear.
Yeah. It's a Spear Lady anime.
Spear Lady anime. Oh, she is the Spear Lady. Gotcha. Thought that was a guy from the small picture. What else am I thinking? I don't know. Where's my watch list? Where am I?
I watched something recently that was pretty terrible. I can't even remember the name of it.
Oh, the one with the school.
Yeah, it was like a techno magic one. The only thing that was really cool about it was that the main hero guy was basically an abjuration master. And that was a cool concept to explore.
Oh, what was it called?
I can't remember the name of it.
He was in love with his sister.
Yeah, there was a lot of garbage going on.
Okay, this one's kind of ecchi. Ecchi being like, it's got some fan service. To pick up girls in a dungeon was pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah?
That's what it's called. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Okay. I mean, yeah, most anime has pretty hefty fan service at this point, I feel like.
Yeah. Overlord, Lock Horizon, Kaze no Stigma. I don't think I actually watched Kaze no Stigma, though. Grimgar I started, but again, it's like one of those trapped in a world things. That's pretty much all the anime I watched. Future Man. That's not an anime, but I highly recommend Future Man and watching it all the way through.
Okay.
Because it's actually like the first episode, you get these very two-dimensional characters, but the character development throughout the entire it's not an anime, but it's a Hulu original show about kind of like Last Starfighter, where guy is playing a video game that's impossible to beat, gets to the last level, finishes it, and then soldiers from the future come to take him because he is the savior.
He got picked by the game.
Yeah, he beat the game, and so therefore he can solve their future crisis.
I'll put it on my blacklist.
So it has a lot of
I'll put it on my blacklist.
Good, blacklist it. I hate you.
Yeah, I started watching Glow. Margaret.
Oh yeah, how was Glow? I didn't watch it.
I love it.
Mark Maron is pretty good in it. He plays a cranky divorcee, sexist, which he's good at.
All the ladies are much better than him.
Yeah.
I like them.
It's been fun.
It's got my lady in it.
Alison Brie?
Yeah, Alison Brie, yeah.
Yeah.
My parents watched Community all the way through. That was interesting.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
It's...
Now my mom says stuff like cool.
Cool.
Cool. But she uses it improperly too. But I'll be like, okay.
How do you use that improperly? You can say that anytime. You can be on borderline autistic and say that anytime you want.
It's about how you say it. It's like cool. She says cool. Like,
oh. Got the number right, John. What's the problem? Say it 4 times. You got it.
She said it 5 times.
Oh.
Yeah, No, I don't know. I don't know how she sounded it, but like it was just kind of like, I can see what you're trying to do. You're almost there.
You're not doing it, but
So I'll probably go back to watching some Brooklyn Nine-Nine then, and maybe I'll do a reflection piece on the year, but I don't think so. I don't know yet.
yeah, a reflection piece on the year.
Yeah,
What do you-
like write a reflection piece on the year.
Really?
Yeah, think about it. How was your year?
Shitty.
Okay, then write that and put it down. Why was it shitty?
2017 was super shitty. It's a shitty
For
year.
you or for the world?
Both.
Why was it shitty for you?
It wasn't that shitty for me.
See?
I don't know. It had its ups and downs. There's some hard bets.
Yeah. That's a normal year. It's ups and downs.
Yeah, I guess so. Change jobs. I don't like my new job.
You have a new job?
Well, I mean, at the beginning of the year, I did. I changed jobs. I'm still at FAS, but in another office.
FAS being
Foreign Ag Service.
foreign. Okay. But you're still in the Department of Agriculture.
Yeah, just a
But
different.
this was the job you were taking where you were traveling more.
Yeah, exactly. Back in like February, I moved to this office, and it's why I'm gonna be traveling like all the end of January, which I'm not super psyched about.
But at least it's just January.
Yeah.
Why are you not psyched about traveling? It seems like the best.
I'm on the Asia teams, and Asia is too far away. Like, I was psyched about it last year, and this year I'm like, I don't want to be on a plane for 24 hours and then be jet lagged 12 hours and then be in a place where I don't speak the language. Like, why can't I go to Central America? Traveling to Central America is awesome. I speak Spanish.
But you can't even
It's
read the
fun.
language.
Yeah, like you look at it's really hard being illiterate. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I need laundry detergent. I hope this doesn't bleach my clothes. That's gonna be bad if this bleaches all my clothes. Fuck. I can't even look this up because I don't know how to put these characters into my phone.
Well, why don't you use the Google Translate thing?
I have a little bit. That was
But I mean, like where it translates labels for you.
yeah, that was a really helpful discovery.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's we live in the future now. Just or
For real.
you could learn the language.
Too much work. I'm too old
Especially-
to learn,
You're
John.
traveling to 3 different countries.
Yeah.
Learn all the one Asian language they have.
Yeah. Asian, that's a language?
Yes.
I think it's called Oriental.
Oh.
Orient. I've spoken that before.
Oh.
We're the ocean.
You're from the ocean?
What is that?
No, it's from Laos, a landlocked country in Southeast Asia. So are you Chinese or Japanese?
Oh, king of the hill.
No.
You're from the ocean? That's probably the best line.
Ocean?
Well,
Um,
well,
all right. Yeah, so if you aren't canoe tripping next weekend, yeah, when you find out when your canoe trip is, text us.
yeah, I gotta talk to Joel, I guess. Okay, cool.
No,
Sounds good, buddy.
Yeah, don't get eaten by alligators.
I don't promise anything.
Try. Wrestle them.
Yeah, don't go down easy.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. If I get eaten by an alligator, I think it'll just be in hand, but I'll still kill it. You know, maybe it'll be like my arm to my elbow, but I'll still be like, pow, pow, pow.
Zigzag.
That's how.
Zigzag.
Serpentine.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they're lizards, though. They understand the way of the serpentine.
They don't go this way much, though.
I don't like
Oh.
it when they pick their body up and then they're just like,
Yeah, they run like cockroaches.
I hate it.
I'm not afraid. I will fight the alligators.
Be afraid. Don't mess with alligators.
It's the same way I'm not afraid of bears. I will fight bears.
You shouldn't do that. Bears are fucking dangerous.
But you can fight them.
I mean, depends on how big of a bear it is.
Well, you shouldn't fight a grizzly bear, but you can fight a black bear.
Okay. Acceptable. I don't think you should fight a black bear, though.
What if you...
That is the particular. Well, You should back up slowly. Do not run from a black bear, because the black bear will think you are prey. But most times they don't want to be there around you. So if you just like stand your ground, because they'll do bluff charges,
Uh-huh.
if you just stand your ground and then punch them in the face, they'll usually run away.
Usually.
Yeah, I mean, like there are situations like rabies or extreme hunger where, maybe a punch in the face is not enough to deter them. That's when you use your bear rock.
There was a guy that was killed in the fall that was killed in the Alaska running race.
Really?
Yeah, he was killed
Because he was running from a bear. He didn't realize he was running from a bear. He thought he was running. Bear saw him. He was like, oh, prey.
Yeah. By a grizzly bear? Grizzly bears seem scary.
I'm not sure. I think it was a grizzly.
I have heard stories of grizzly bears just like casually pushing over telephone poles.
I mean, y'all seen Revenant, right?
No.
Oh, watch Revenant.
No, isn't that TV show we were watching?
No, that's the Leonardo DiCaprio one where he fucks a bear or something.
He doesn't fuck a bear. The bear fucks him. Whatever. It's the classic story of a mountain man, because I remember this story from way back. It was really cool. They made it into a movie. Of a mountain man who gets eaten by bear, like he gets attacked by a bear and like severely mauled, and then he gets left by the people who are supposed to be taking care of him because they're like, oh, he's gonna die anyways. Forget him. Take his shit. And let's get out of here. He crawls himself back to civilization at some point, like using maggots to eat out his like infested wounds, and like. He's like this is like the most extreme mountain man story where like he like crawls back to civilization, heals himself, and then hunts down the men that abandoned him. And kills them. This is a true story. True story.
That's horrifying.
The bear attack is
a true story of a man that grew up in Hollywood and really wanted an Oscar, and so was in a really brutal film because it was super real. He won his Oscar, and now he can fuck the fuck off.
See, you think it was just because it was Oscar bait, but it was by the same guy that did Birdman. I
haven't watched that either.
I would like to see that.
Man, it was really good too. What are you talking about? Put it on the blacklist. You guys are never going to watch it anyways.
I'll put it on the blacklist. I'll put it on the blacklist.
I'm just like not interested in like male redemption stories anymore. Like,
why? Why are you not interested in male redemption stories?
Because I don't give a shit.
Okay, that's fair. But if I said the exact same opposite thing, that would be sexist and stupid.
Yeah, because of the power dynamics involved.
I don't think so. I mean, I get it, there's a lot of them, but this is still a good movie in and of itself because of the things that are in the movie, not just because it's a male redemption story. The cinematography is great, the scenes are great, it's a good story. It's not a male redemption story, it's a story of revenge. And it's called The Revenant, which means what?
A return.
No, what are revenants in a D&D?
The undead?
There are undead who are killed with a vengeance. They are vengeful undead spirits, and that's what he is. He is a vengeful undead spirit. Yeah. That's why he's the Revenant. Anyways, it's by Alejandro Inarritu. Yeah, he did do Birdman. Birdman was also really good. But, again, story of no redemption. You probably don't want to watch it.
No, I don't. Isn't that Nicolas Cage, too?
No, it's Michael Keaton, and it's a one-shot film.
Oh, I hate that kind of gimmicky shit.
What's a one-shot?
It's a one-shot.
The entire movie is a long cut.
Oh, I see.
I think it cuts at the very, very end to another scene, but like using a lot of like computer-generated editing and stuff like that, it's able to switch. So the scene around him might change, but it's still a long cut.
Interesting.
The only other film that does it, but doesn't do it with like special effects, The Russian Ark.
Yeah, which is supposed to be really terrible. I haven't watched it.
I loved it.
Did you? Everything I read about it did not interest me.
Well, I think that it's more like the feat of having it done. Like, if you know that they only had 2 days in the museum, I think, or like 1 day in the museum, so like 1 day to like rehearse it, or one time to rehearse it, they literally did it twice. They rehearsed it once, Then they shot it once. And that's all they had. So they had to practice outside of the Hermitage to do this crazy thing within the museum. So if you think of it more like, it's Russian history. So a lot of Americans are not going to like walking through Russian history. So it's boring, unless you know the subject matter, I guess. But it's also very cool. Like, I thought it was very cool to think about the choreography of what it would take to like move that many people in a long cut, where you're literally like the feat of doing it is ridiculous in my head, and that's why it's cool to watch. I don't know. I also speak Russian, so some, and so I think that also helps.
Is it in Russian? Yeah,
Yeah, it is a foreign.
Movies in a language that you understand. I gave you.
So, anyway.
All right.
All right, friends. Good day.
Yeah, let us know if you want to
let us know
play
next
next weekend.
I will let you know if I want to play next weekend. All right. Adios, and have a good year.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2018.
Yeah.